I've said it before, I'll say it again. Build it and they will come. France Titres, the French digital ID system for their population, was hacked, not breached, not just breached, but hacked the other month, back in April. If you want to know more, stay tuned. I'm actually going to be talking about that and what that means for us as business owners and how we can keep ourselves safe and what we need to think about. See you soon. Welcome to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost with me, Charly Leetham. If you're a small business owner looking to simplify technology and get real, actionable advice from someone with 35 years of IT experience, you're in the right place. Every episode, I'll dive into tools and systems like email, CRM, marketing and tracking, and I'll break them down into bite-sized tips you can use straight away. Your time is valuable, so let's get straight to the point. It's time to work smarter, not harder. 15-year-olds are very, very smart, and they've grown up in this ecosystem. They've grown up with computers. They've grown up with being able to compromise systems. I mean, maybe he was on school holidays and he was bored. They, says youth, didn't actually say a male or a female, so they. 15-year-old suspect. Maybe they were on holidays and they were bored and they just wanted to say to their friends, hey, look what I did that, because that's what we see script kiddies do. Maybe it was something a little bit more serious than that. I mean, honestly, it probably was. They dumped it onto dark web forums. And I don't want to minimize this because it was a 15-year-old that did it, but I do want to say that if a 15-year-old can do this, imagine what a nation state could do. I'm going to come to that in just a moment. But this brings me to my main point, and that is build it and they will come. When you centralize millions of people's most sensitive data into one internet connected system, you create a target that is truly worth hitting. The toolkits to attack these systems are widely available, and even if it's the most state-of-the-art system, all they need to do is break it down into component systems and see where the holes in the systems are and try and get through that way. I'm going to cover that in a couple of seconds as well. And you really, as this proves, you really don't need to be a nation state or a criminal syndicate to do it. Now, imagine what you could do if you were a nation state or a criminal syndicate trying to do this, and you had all that money backing you. You had money backing you to be able to do this hacking. I guess the next point is that it doesn't matter how good the security is. I've said this before as well. As business owners, as the people with data to protect, we are always playing whack-a-mole. We have to get this right every single time. Every time someone tries to attack us, we've got to have the right security in place, in the right place, at the right time. Attackers just need to get it right once. Once they're through, they are through. And, this France breach, it just keeps proving it. EduConnect student records, bank account details, medical information. This is becoming a pattern. It's not an anomaly. Now, the damage that this can do is massive. And it's massive because of what was centralized, which then made it easy to steal. We have full names, dates of birth, places of birth, postal addresses, email addresses, phone numbers, government account IDs, passport numbers. It's all in the one place. And this is the permanent kind of data. You can change a password, but you can't change your date of birth or your place of birth. You can't change the name that you were born to either. You can change it later, but that name will persist in the records somewhere. Now, even if they claim that the data has been anonymized or de-identified, that's the other word, with this many data points available, it makes re-identification much, much easier. You can cross-reference this data set by region, age, cohort, suburb. You can build detailed profiles for targeted phishing, identity fraud, even physical world scams that are tailored to specific demographics. Now, I covered a lot of this in my episode on the UK biobank breach. Now, that wasn't a hack. That was actually the data was downloaded quite legally and then dumped onto the Alibaba marketplace for sale. But they claimed that the data there had been de-identified and that it wouldn't be possible to identify anyone from the data that had been downloaded. They identified someone, one person. That's all it takes. They identified one person in that data within 24 hours of that data going live. That breach data going live. So yeah, it's really, really important. Now, what does that mean for our business? I can talk about why centralized data sets managed by our governments, managed by bureaucratic organizations is a bad thing. I can talk about why it's a bad thing that um, commercial organizations do it too. But what does it mean for us? Because we're commercial organizations. What does it mean for us? Well, the same principle applies at every scale. If one breach exposes everything, your architecture has the same problem that France's digital ID system has. Yes, you're not as tasty a target. You're not as an attractive as target. But once you start putting lots of data into the cloud, or not even into the cloud, into your databases, and then once you start moving it into the cloud, you are really just starting to say to people, come on, come and get me. It's here. Come and take it. And again, I'm just going back to we're constantly playing whack-a-mole. A hacker only has to get it right once. In fact, let me just address that bit about constantly playing whack-a-mole and explain what I mean. Systems evolve constantly. We run our systems on Linux servers. We run Linux, we run Apache, we run PHP or Ruby on Rails or C++, or whatever, Rust, whatever. Each of those layers, that's what they are, they're layers, think of it, yeah, layers, can at any one point in time have compromises that are accessible. We might put out, or they might put out a version of Linux that everyone thinks is secure. And then a week or so later, someone comes back and says, if you stand on one foot and hold your hand in the air and jump up and down and say these words, we've got this little hole here that we can get into. And once we're through that little hole, we can make it bigger and access your whole system. So then the developers of Linux go together and they say, okay, well, let's patch that. They patch it, they fix that problem. But when they do, they put out a set of notes available to us as developers and you as business owners to say, we fixed this problem. Well, that's not just accessible to us as business owners. That's also accessible to the hackers. And the hackers go, great, that's another way we can get into systems. So they start looking for systems that are running that version of Linux. And they say, oh, yeah, you haven't patched it yet. We can get in through there. That's what I mean by constantly playing whack-a-mole, is we have to be on the ball. We've got to keep updating. We've got to keep making sure that everything is running as optimally as possible. A hacker just needs to get it right once. We need to get it right every time. A hacker just needs to get it right once. Okay. So where did I get to? So once we put it all in the cloud, it doesn't matter how unattractive we are now making ourselves more attractive. So a couple of things that we as business owners really need to start thinking about is what actually needs to be internet connected and remotely accessible versus what we can have locally, what we can keep on our local machines, keep it away from the internet, even maybe have it, if we can do it, on an air-gapped computer. And by air-gapped, I mean there's no connection to the internet. Okay, yes, someone can come in physically and access the server, but they've got to come in physically and access the server. You're making it just that little harder to get. We really, really need to think about how our data is put together. Not only how our data, not just, it's encrypted and we've de-identified it, but what are we putting together in those data sets that will make it easy for those data sets to identify our customers, our business intelligence, what's going on in our businesses, all of those sorts of things. The idea for us as business owners is to learn from these lessons so that we can reduce our blast radius, so we can segment what's stored where and limit to where that is connected to. All right. I I think I've covered everything I needed to here. I can't, I'm not gonna lie, I kinda laughed when I saw that the French France Titres had been compromised, and when I say I laughed, I went, it was that ironic kind of of course it has, because security professionals have been out here for years saying, "We are making a problem, we are making a rod for our own backs," and for whatever reason, people just keep barreling forward into it. So think about this, guys. Think about it as a business, and in terms of our own businesses, what do we need to do to keep ourselves and our customers safe when we are storing their data up into the cloud and when we're storing their data in general? Alrighty. What do you guys think? Let me know with comments wherever you're watching or listening to this episode. Yeah, I am a bit of a privacy freak. Yeah, big concerns for me. Uh, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. A lot of you listen to these episodes but haven't subscribed yet, and if you do subscribe, I will be most ever so grateful. Make sure you also ring the notification bell so you find out when I drop more content. If this episode was useful or interesting or funny, or just you want to just share it and say, "Look at this chick rant," give it a like and share it off with a friend. And of course, if you ever need any help with your IT in your business, specifically with your online IT, that's what I do. I'm a tech wrangler. I help people manage their tech so that you don't have to. You can get a 30-minute free breakthrough session on just about any topic. Book your session. I'll give you as much value as I can in that session. You can go to askcharlyleetham.com and click on the bright pink button in the top right-hand corner. It says book your breakthrough session. If you've already used your one free breakthrough session and you still want to work with me, thank you so much. I would love to work with you. Please get in touch and we will talk about what package and how we can make things work best for both of us. Thanks so much, guys. I will see you on Monday for Mindset Monday. Bye. Hey there, thanks so much for tuning in to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost. I hope today's episode gave you some actionable insights that will make your business tech work smarter for you. If you found value, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with other small business owners who could use a daily boost. For more tips, tools, and resources, visit www.askcharlyleetham.com. Until next time, keep rising, keep shining, and let's make tech simple together.